Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a concept that is going to completely flip the script on how you view financial success. We're looking at a fascinating piece called The Rich Mindset, Mastery of Wealth Retention, and it tackles the absolute fundamental difference between simply earning money and actually keeping it. It's a distinction that trips up literally millions of people. Okay, let's dive into this.
Section 1. The Great Money Illusion. This brings us to the core paradox of modern personal finance. It's the exact reason why so many early career earners making genuinely good money constantly feel broke. So, think about this. Can a $5,000 a month earner actually be broker than someone bringing in just $2,000 a month? Mathematically, that feels completely wrong, right? Your instinct is probably to say, no way. But let's look at how this actually plays out in reality. Imagine two completely different financial avatars. We've got our $5,000 earner and our $2,000 earner. Now, society automatically assumes the person making $5,000 is wealthier, right? I mean, they probably have the nicer apartment, the newer clothes, the better dinner reservations. But society is only looking at the inflow of cash. It completely misses the underlying reality of their actual bank accounts. Let's break down the math here. For the $5,000 earner, watch how insanely fast this goes. You've got rent, car payments, designer clothing, endless monthly subscriptions, credit card debt, and boom, suddenly $4,900 just vanishes. That impressive salary? It's literally just passing through their hands. Now, take a breath and let's look at the $2,000 earner. They operate completely differently. They ruthlessly control their expenses, they avoid unnecessary debt, they save consistently, and most importantly, they use part of that smaller income to acquire productive assets. They are quietly, slowly building actual wealth, while the high earner is basically just running on a financial treadmill. Section 2. Income versus true wealth. So, the crucial point is, we really need to decouple the idea of a high paycheck from the idea of actual financial security. They are absolutely not the same thing. First up, let's talk about salary. Your salary is simply a measurement of how much money you earn. That's it. Now, what's really interesting here is what this definition doesn't say. A salary is merely a metric of cash flowing into an account. It's not a measure of your overall financial health. It's not your security, and it's definitely not your freedom. It's just the starting line. Now, contrast that with wealth. Wealth measures what you own minus what you owe. This is literally the only metric that dictates your long-term stability. Think about it. If you earn $5,000 but you owe $5,000, your wealth is zero. The goal isn't just to increase the money coming in. The goal is to widen that gap between what you own and what you owe. This brings us to a really powerful quote from the text that perfectly summarizes this mindset shift. Income is what enters your account. Wealth is what remains after the money leaves. I want you to really internalize that for a second. This fundamental reframing is the absolutely crucial first step to beating lifestyle creep. It's not about the entrance fee, guys. It's about what stays in the room. Section 3. The Luxury Car Trap. Let's apply this to a highly relatable everyday example of how lifestyle creep actively tricks our perception. We have all experienced this. You're at a stoplight and a brand new, gleaming luxury car pulls up next to you. A luxury car inherently looks like success. There's this deep psychological trap and immense societal pressure tied to visible luxury items. Our brains are basically hardwired to see that car and think, wow, they've really made it. But what is that car actually telling us?
Let's dismantle that myth right now. The illusion is that the car is undeniable proof of wealth. But the reality, and this is a pretty harsh reality check from our source, is that if the bank owns most of that car and the massive monthly payment is emptying out your account, it is absolutely not proof of wealth. It is simply proof that you qualified for debt. The bank owns that asset, not the driver.
Section 4. What real wealth is. And this brilliantly illustrates what wealth is absolutely not. Visible debt masquerading as success. So if true wealth isn't a depreciating asset financed by a bank, what does it actually look like behind the scenes? Well, real wealth is almost entirely invisible. You can't see someone's savings account when they're walking down the street. You can't see their stock portfolio, their business ownership, their highly valuable skills, or the income-generating equipment they own. Real wealth is quiet. It doesn't need to show off because it's too busy working in the background to protect and grow your money over time. Earning a lot makes you look rich, sure, but acquiring these invisible assets is what actually makes you wealthy. Section 5. The Rich Mind State.
Let's see how all of this builds into an actionable strategy. We've defined the problem, we've stripped away the illusions, and now we arrive at the rich mind state. So how do we actually apply this?
It comes down to a very specific set of rules for handling new income. Step 1. Your salary increases. You get that promotion, that raise, maybe land a huge new client. Step 2 is where 90% of people fail. Do not immediately increase your lifestyle. Seriously, do not go buy the car. Instead, move directly to step 3. Increase the amount you keep and put it to productive use. Buy those invisible assets we just talked about. You are literally the only one who can protect your future self from your present self's desire to spend.
I want to leave you with this incredible closing line directly from the source. It fundamentally challenges everything we've been taught about money. Stop asking how much someone earns. Ask how much they keep. That right there is the very essence of the rich mind state. So as you look at your own finances this week, ask yourself, are you just a conduit for cash to pass through, or are you actually keeping it? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.